Yeah.
So, Rick, sorry about that. We had phone issues.
I don't know where I got cut off, but what I was saying was.
It's okay. Wherever you're caught up, I know your phone's been ringing off the hook and you got a lot of stuff to do. But
no, I'm actually in Las Vegas. We're Rashawn Salam's being inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame tomorrow night, and we came here last night, to honor him, and had dinner with his mother.
That's great.
Last night, and his brother, and so we're getting to celebrate that.
That's awesome. Hey, a question that people are going to ask, right? So the transfer rules have been amended. The administration has done its part to make sure you can compete again. I guess the question is, why didn't you do that before? Why didn't Carl Durrell have that same opportunity?
Well, look, I guess what I would say is we worked on it, and it really, wasn't brought to my attention at the level that it was.
Yeah.
And once we understood the problem and the issues with it, we went to work. So it wasn't really, we didn't do it until Carl left. We just, didn't know the depth of the how that was hurting our recruiting and how that was hurting, some of the admissions into the university. So, we worked hard on that collectively, with our chancellor's office and our provost and others to really take a deep look at that. And it's going to benefit students in all walks of life, not just student athletes.
Rick, you've already said, you told me yesterday, you're going to give him the proper leash to do whatever he pleases here, the latitude, and that's very important. But and I know, guys like this, Prime is ultra confident. He may say some things and do some things that are going to catch people off guard, that may not be politically correct, whatever. How do you police that? And do you know that's just part of the package here?
Well, look, I mean, yes, it's part of the package. And, we know that, he's not things aren't going to be normal. Let's just say that. And that's what we told our staff, is that this is going to be different. He brings a different approach to how he does things, and he's certainly confident. He certainly says what's on his mind. And, I wouldn't say we're going to police that. We're going to, work together to make sure we do the right things as we move forward.
A couple other things about this, and when you get a coach of this caliber, these questions come up too. It's how long can you count on him staying here? What if he leaves in X amount of years? Have you guys thought through that and the pros and cons of that?
Certainly have. Whenever you're evaluating your coach, you want to look at all of those factors. But I believe this. I believe that if he has the resources that he needs, and we do the things that we have to do to give him the opportunity to be successful, he's not going anywhere. And that's what we're going to do.
Plus, you got the contractual stipulations to make sure of that. So we saw some of the numbers there, Rick. I have to ask you, though, because you joked yesterday, we don't have the money yet. We're going to get the money, and I understand where you're coming from. But you even broach this subject. You even make these offers unless you have a group of boosters or somebody behind you that has vowed to help pay this freight. I mean, did you have that going in?
No, I didn't have that going in. I wasn't going to let that be a factor, because I know that our fans will support. I mean, the people are already giving me checks as I was walking out of the room yesterday. And I do know this, that as we move forward and we look at this, we've got a great home schedule. If we sell that football stadium out, like I think we will, we see an uptick of maybe up to $10 million. That's going to more than cover,
sure,
what we're doing. So, and again, it's incremental to what we've been paying, right? So, we think all those coaches will mitigate their contracts because they're really good coaches. Those that aren't kept will find other jobs, and that'll mitigate the exposure that we have. So it's not as much as people think, because it's over a 2 or 3 year period. And we feel strongly about our capacity to raise money and to sell the tickets that we're going to need in our football stadium. I mean, look, we've got Nebraska at home. We've got Colorado State at home. We've got USC for the last time at home. Those are big producing games. So we feel pretty strongly that we can sell out this football stadium with our season tickets, maybe as early as this week.
Well, not to mention, you play those kind of teams, that's top caliber competition. You're just coming off a 1-11 season. Have you talked with Coach Prime about expectations and how long of a leash will it take to get this thing back turned around?
Well, look, I think he said it yesterday. I mean, he wants to win now, and we know that's going to be challenging. But he's going to look at his roster. He's going to look at what he needs to do and bring in the transfer portal. He's going to get the top players. And we saw, take Washington as an example. They won a couple games the year before, and now they're 10-2, and they're going to a big time bowl game. They did it. Why can't we? And we have so many resources at our place that will allow us to be successful. And my expectation is that we'll be in a bowl game next year. And I think Coach would say the same thing. And we'll start competing for Pac-12 championships in football. I'm very confident of that under Coach Prime's leadership.
I still got to pinch myself a little bit that this is happening. But today the transfer portal opens, Rick. And a lot of us are new to this, and we don't know the rules and how it works. Isn't there a new addendum now? If you do accept a transfer student, you have to ensure that scholarship for the rest of his. Yep. Yeah. So when did this start? Is this new this year?
This is new this year. Yep.
Is it going to change the way this? Is it going to change the number of people in the portal?
I don't think it'll change the number of people because we're already seeing people say, well, I intend to get in the portal and, when it opens up. And I think putting a date around it is really helpful. There's still more work to do on the transfer portal, and we'll be working on what that looks like. But this is a good step. And it also, if you got to pay that scholarship for the rest of your career, you better be very smart about who you take and do your homework. Yep. So, and again, with it opening up today, I think we'll see some of our team go in the portal is normal, and I think we'll see Coach and his team and his staff working the portal hard to make sure that we fill the gaps that we need to be successful in year one.
Rick, you were in Boulder for the glory years. We all remember the glory years of CU football. Yep. Was there a part of you like me when I'm listening to Deion yesterday, and obviously he's a different personality, but the spirit of Deion, the message he sent, it reminded me so much of Coach Mack. Did you have that same feeling?
Yeah, I did, 100%. And there was a number of former football players in there, and I think they felt the same way that I did.
That's amazing.
Rick, really appreciate the time this morning. I know you're busy right now, and congratulations on what seems to be a fantastic hire.
You're making me walk home, Rick.
That's true. Vic is walking home from the station.
I said there's no way it's going to happen. I said I was going to walk home if CU lands Deion Sanders. I'm walking 16 miles as soon as we're done with this phone call.
You know what? That'll be an enjoyable walk.
It will be.
Well, Rick, one last thing. As a texter saying, a bunch of them from our show are saying, tell Rick to put all of their money, they'll pull it together on 21 on the roulette table as you're in Vegas in honor of Prime.
You got it. That sounds great.
Great job, Rick.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
There you go, Rick George, AD of CU.
God, that's
there
interesting. I can't get over the fact that they don't have the money up front. They're banking on it. And you know what? The more he's right. It's a good investment.
Yeah. Yep.
It's a great investment. He convinced somebody in administration
100%.
that this is good business.
Yep. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us. We'll make way for Dempsey and Company, McChesney and Dempsey, talking a lot about this today, a lot about a lot of things. But we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. We love you. Goodbye.